everybody, in this video we're going to take a look at how to beat the Act 2 boss, the Collector, using a watcher that is at unlock level 3. You'll see from the start here that I'm coming in seriously under health, only 36 out of 72, but we're going to be using a combination of the Frozen Eye and Foresight to scry every single turn to try and maximize our turns and focus on getting in and out of stance at the most opportune times, as well as planning out attacks and defenses. The deck right now that I'm using is geared towards a stance change deck, so getting in and out of Wrath and Calm, as well as exiting stance and proccing things that happen during the stance changes like Flurry of Blows. Don't have any super rare cards in here. I have added Judgment, but that's about the rarest card that I have, and that's not even that rare, but it is a great card. So relics in play, nothing really that's going to benefit this fight aside from the Frozen Eye. I do start with the extra miracles. So opening this up to begin with, playing my Strength Potion makes a lot of sense. We need to get as much damage on him as possible. Otherwise we're going to be stuck just with running out of time. So the Bag of Marbles definitely helps a little bit, but it's pretty negligible in the grand scheme of things. So to open things up, we definitely want Foresight to scry every turn, and we want Battle Hymn to get the Smite every turn. But because of the follow-up to get extra energy, it makes sense to play Strike first, then follow-up to get a freebie. I got 2 turns. I don't need to play Defend. Allows me to save my miracles. So the thing with the Scry and the Frozen Eye is if I end my turn here, I'm going to be able to Scry 4, but I won't be able to see what the next 5th card is because you won't be able to view your deck while you're in the middle of a Scry. So before ending your turn, you definitely need to make sure that you're aware of what's going to come up. So I'm going to Scry these first 4 cards, and then my normal draw will be Tranquility. So looking at when you're going to Scry plus draw, you have to consider essentially the next 9 cards. So if I were to scry and discard all of these, then I'm going to end up drawing the next 5 after that. Now I know for a fact, I've done this guy many times, he's going to summon his minions, they're all going to attack me. So I know the first turn after this one is a major defensive check. This defense is gone, but what can I actually get out of my defense on the next turn? So ultimately speaking, I want Windmill in my hand at some point. So I don't want to discard that one because that's a really powerful card, and the longer I keep it, the more powerful it gets when I ultimately get down to the point where I'm using Eruption or Indignation to ultimately power it up. So looking at how I can get some defenses on the next turn, if I were to get rid of Flurry of Blows, I would be able to at least get Meditate. That doesn't help me. That's going to force me to end my turn. What I'd really like is these Evaluate and Strike, but the only way that I can really do that, I think, is if I use my Swift Potion to draw 3 cards. That will get me a little bit deeper in here. Flurry of Blows doesn't matter if I discard this one because it can be pulled from my discard pile. So that's the card that I'm going to dump. Here comes the summon. Let's get rid of Flurry of Blows. Alright, so now we have a bunch of stuff out here. We want to, let's see, if we're going to draw cards, we have to at least spend some cards too. So we're going to gain some block here. Scry 3 on the block. Is there anything that I want to throw away? I'm going to draw 3 cards, remember. This isn't really an attack turn, so I think getting rid of Strike may not be a bad idea. Getting Tranquility in my hand is good just to have because it's a retain card. So let's scry, dump the attack, and then we're at 2, 4, 6, 7 cards we can draw. And then we can evaluate, get some more block. And now We have retain, we have retain, we have more block. We definitely want more block. So let's defend again. Gets me at 27 out of 1432. That's actually a pretty good, reasonable turn here. So we have a number of retained cards, except for Meditate. We can put 2 more cards in my hand if I want to. I think going with Third Eye to Scry again, as well as extra energy, are both good options, but Insight is a great one as well. They tend to attack a lot, so maybe these 2 here, and not worry so much about the small attack and the follow-up energy. So we'll spend 1 more miracle. The reason I'm using the miracles instead of my energy potion is to get these out of my hand, so I'm not stuck with bad card draw where I'm not able to actually draw. But Evaluate and Third Eye, I think, are both really great cards here. Now, one thing I forgot to do there is I forgot to do my deck check. So that kind of hurts me a little bit because I was not able to see what the next few cards are. Judgment is good, definitely want it. Indignation, I want it. Empty Fist, I don't need to empty my stance because I have Evaluate in my, or not Evaluate, I have Tranquility in my hand, so I can dump this one. Strike, because I'm going Indignation. I want those damage cards out there if I can get them. And so it didn't even matter anyways because I'm, getting a lot of cards out here. Alright, so we need to start casting some stuff here. So Indignation will be first, get me into Wrath. That's going to give me a little bit of extra energy. Flurry of Blows will at least let me to... I want to spend the least amount of energy or damage possible on one of these guys because I'm going to just judge them. So I want to spend the cheapest card, which is likely going to be Flurry of Blows. Go ahead and do that. We will judge him. 2 smites or a smite, and I don't really even have anything else, but 2 smites will take care of him. I will need to get out of my stance, and I'll need to block as well. Third Eye and Evaluate are both on my block cards, plus I have a miracle. So, yep, we're going to go Tranquility for free. Flurry of Blows, I'll take that one. Evaluate. And then let's do our quick Scry. Next turn, do I need to exit stance? Probably not. I might dump both of these. Conclude, Eruption, Tantrum, Insight. I have a lot of really, really good cards coming up. Since I'm not going to be in... I will be in Wrath, actually, so the Strike is important. I can do... I'm going to get rid of Empty Body. I won't need the block there. But let's go ahead and do that. Get rid of Empty Body. Got that almost all blocked. And we're sitting on a... We haven't really lost much health. We've only lost 5 health. We'll lose 1 more. My Windmill Strike should be growing a little bit. And I don't want to dump any of these. I plan on keeping all of them, so we're going to keep them all. So I have 2 different cards to get into Wrath. 5 times 3 is 15, then Wrath, or 11 and then Wrath. So it makes more sense to play Eruption first. Because of the stance change, here comes Flurry of Blows again. Take that for free. Playing Insight. Should have played that first because it would have gotten me an extra Flurry of Blows. That's an error there. May as well play it now because I am going to play it. Flurry of Blows. Tantrum. Smite. Windmill, I can save that for another turn maybe. Yeah, I'm not going to exit my stance here, I don't think. So let's go Strike. And Conclude. I'm going to stay in Wrath. Because this is 42 damage. Minus whatever you just did here now. There's my Smite. All of these are great cards. I'm going to keep them all. Alright, so this is the turn where we basically have to kill him. We get out of Wrath and I can actually soak that damage. But let's do our damage first. Foreign Influence, that's a freebie card. Damage plus block. I'm going to go with the more damage. So 9 damage twice. Yes, please. Consecrate is a freebie. Scry 2. Play the Scry 2 before the draw 2 cards. Always do a Scry before you draw. So Empty Fist and Tantrum. I don't need Tantrum because this is... I am going to get out of my stance with Tranquility, maybe. Because this is going to enter Calm. So it's actually a tough call there. Because I want to do the damage, but I also... Because this will be 18 damage here as well. So I think I'll do the damage and just not scry either of these 2 cards. Just keep them. Take the 2 cards. This should be almost enough to finish him off. Smite. Yeah, I'll be able to kill him right now because 34, 31. I have the energy to beat it. So you can see you didn't even need the windmill. But you can see the power of the Frozen Eye plus the Scry. As long as you're diligent about checking your deck, you can come into this fight seriously under health and still come out ahead. Now obviously there's a lot of micromanaging and you have to really pay attention to every single card that you're going to draw, as well as possibly sacrificing a card here or there to make sure that you're drawing the cards you want. But even as you saw early on, with all those miracles in my hand, and then when the Smite start rolling in, that's like 5 cards soaking up your hand right there. And you run into an issue where you're not able to draw enough cards, and that kind of confuses you when you're trying to plan out ahead with the Frozen Eye and the Scry. But that is not a textbook way to kill him, but certainly a clever usage of the Scry power as well as the Frozen Eye to plan out your attacks. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave those below. Otherwise, we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please show your continued support by hitting that like button, and be sure to check out both my YouTube channels for new content all the time. And always remember, peace is a lie, there's only passion. We'll see you next time.